The topic is designing of laboratory for setting up an animal tissue system. In order to design any animal tissue laboratory, whether it is big or small, certain aspects has to be taken into consideration for a successful operation. The correct design of a laboratory will not only help maintain aseptic condition, but it will also help in achieving a high standard of work, which is of utmost importance. A convenient location of this particular setup is also equally necessary for the proper functioning of the laboratory. There should be a strategic planning. Like a careful planning is very much required while remodeling old structure or building a new laboratory facilities. The size of the tissue culture lab and the amount and type of equipment used depend upon the nature of the work to be undertaken. A standard tissue culture laboratory should provide the following facilities: washing and storage of glasswares and plasticwares, a space for preparation, sterilization and storage of nutrient medium, aseptic manipulation of animal material, maintenance of cultures under controlled temperature, light and humidity, observation of cultures, data collection and photography facility, acclimatization of in vitro developed animals. The overall design must focus on maintaining aseptic condition. All these aspects have to be thoroughly focused on to establish a very good animal tissue culture laboratory. This is the culture room with this shelves which will be placed over here, and here should be the exit, but entry point should be from here. It should have a bench place for working and the media preparation. The chemical store should be different from the analytical instruments room. The photographic room should be different, and this should be given entrance to the second part, either from here or from the other part. In between these rooms should be a sterilization area. At the end should be the washroom, and from here, if it is entered, a dissection room for the animal cell culture material to be prepared, and then it should have an entry towards the sterilization area. There should be an exit over here, and this area should have the culture room with shelves with the setup of temperature and relative humidity, and there should be an exit. This is the overall setup of a laboratory, whether it is a small or a big one. The location. A good location for setting up a laboratory should have the following aspects. It should be isolated from the foot traffic, that is, no dusty area or fast moving traffic should be present, and there should be no contamination from adjacent rooms. The thermostatically controlled heat supply should be there. Water and drains for the sink should be available, and there should be adequate electrical services, and there should also be provision for a fan and intake blower for ventilation, and there should be a very good lighting facility. The lab should be frequently built as freestanding buildings, that is, they should not be attached to any other building. Although more expensive to build, the added isolation from adjacent activities will keep the laboratory cleaner. Prefabricated buildings make convenient low-cost laboratories. They are readily available in many sizes in many parts of the country. Built-in space frame buildings can also be used, considering the following aspects. There should be a check on local authorities about zoning and building permits. They should locate the building away from the sources of contamination, such as the gravel driveway or parking lot, soil mixing area, shipping dock, pesticide storage or dust and chemicals from fields. A clean span building allows for a flexible arrangement of walls. A floor should be concrete or capable of carrying nearing around at least 50 pounds per square foot. Walls and ceiling should be insulated at least and covered inside with a water resistant material. Windows, if desired, may be placed wherever convenient in the media preparation and glassware washing rooms. At this point you might get a doubt that if there are no windows, how the ventilation? Usually animal tissue culture laboratory will be set up with a very good air conditioner system. The heating system should be capable of maintaining a room temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit in the coldest part of winter. A minimum of 3/4 inch water service has to be needed. Connection to the septic system or sanitary sewer should be provided, As I told, air conditioning for summer cooling may be optional, or if it is there, much good. The electric supply capacity for equipment, lights and future expansion should be calculated. A minimum of 100 amp service is recommended. General laboratory design consists of the following aspects. The laboratory should have easy to wash walls and floors. Acrylic or urethane epoxy wall paints can be used. Cement floors can be painted with epoxy or urethane floor enamel or have an inlaid linoleum installed. A traffic pattern and workflow in a laboratory must be considered in order to maximize cleanliness. Cleanest rooms or areas are the culture rooms, that is primary growth room, and the aseptic transfer area. It is best to design these rooms as they are not entered directly from outside of the building. The media preparation area, glassware washing area, storage area should be located outside these rooms. The primary growth room and aseptic transfer room should be enclosed with doors leading to each. The traffic through these areas can be minimized by installing pass-through windows. Ideally, the media preparation room would lead to sterilization area, which would lead to aseptic transfer room and eventually the primary growth room. Unusual requirement for electricity and fire safety dictate that power installation be done by professional electricians. Most wiring will require 110 volts. Temperature and fire alarms are to be connected directly to telephone lines to give fast warnings and of problems. An emergency generator should be available to operate essential equipment during the power outages. The glassware washing and storage area. The glassware washing area should be located near the sterilization and media preparation areas. When culture vessels are removed from the growth area, they are often autoclaved to kill contaminants or to soften semi-solid medium. Locate the glassware storage area close to the wash area to expedite storage. These areas also need to be accessible to the media preparation area. The glassware area should be equipped with at least one large sink. 2 sinks are preferable. Adequate workspace is required on both sides of the sink. This space will be used for glassware soaking tubs and drainage trees. Plastic netting can be placed on surfaces near the sink to reduce glassware breakage and enhances water drainage. The pipes leading from the sink can be PVC to resist damage from acid and alkalis. Both hot and cold water should be available with water distillation and or deionization devices nearby. Mobile drying racks can be stored nearby and lined with cheesecloth to prevent water dripping and loss of small objects. Locate ovens or hot air cabinets close to the glassware washing and storage area. The dust-proof cabinets, low enough to allow easy access, can be used in the storage area. The media preparation and sterilization area specification is as follows. The water source and glassware storage area should be convenient to the media preparation area. Benches suitable for comfortable working while standing 34 to 36 inches and deep enough 24 inches to hold equipment listed below are essential. Their tops should be made with molded plastic laminate surfaces that can tolerate frequent cleanings. This is a small setup of the washing area.